Hey guys, Johnny Mac here. Today we're going to talk about the DDJSX. I had a custom panel made for this black plate right here. It's going to cut down on my setup time and also relieve a lot of stress on cables that I have. If you have a DDJ, you understand that the cables here, they do go in and out, but they're not easy to get in and out. I personally think it puts a lot of strain here on your XLRs, on your RCAs, especially your USB and power. The last thing you want to do is have one of those go out during setup or during a show. So what I've had made is I've had a custom panel bay made from Ben Stowe out of NLFX. Wonderful company. If you take a look here, I had a power composite video because I'm a video jockey, HDMI pass-through, USB pass-through, mic 1, aux in, booth out, main out. Also, if you look on the back here, everything has been soldered on and shrink wrapped. That way you get a nice sturdy connection. Also, if you look, I got all my leads here, they're kind of tangled up right now. Where we're going to put this at is right here. I actually have a template that we're going to mark this, we're going to drill holes, cut it out, and it will mount right here on the back. Now, a lot of guys talk about how, well, you know, when I move my case, I don't want to damage it. Well, not only do you have balls on the end that actually give it a little bit of depth, you shouldn't actually store your DDJ straight up and down. It should be laying flat. That way your console itself doesn't move back and forth in the case. So let's go ahead and get this set up and measured up so we can start cutting. Alright guys, now that we got the case stripped down, I want to show you something. It probably won't be a problem with yours. Mine's a little older of a case. If you look here, it is a one-space rack mount that's going to have your main outs, booth outs, aux ins, your mic, your USB HDMI pass-throughs, and for me, since I'm a video guy, your video. The biggest problem I'm noticing with mine individually here is that this piece here is wider than this piece. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to knock the end of this rack space off a little bit. So that way I don't get on these rivets on the end of the latch for the case. And then we're just going to lay it over here like this. So right now we're going to go ahead and mark this so we can go through and cut this piece out here with a jigsaw. I'm actually going to cut this whole black section out here, the melamine or laminate, whatever you want to call it. That way I'm not drilling holes for each individual thing. So let's go ahead and get that marked and we'll come back and cut it. Alright guys, we went ahead and cut that off. Now what we're doing is we're actually going to put a starter hole here so we can use a jigsaw to remove this section here where the plate's going to sit. So we're going to go ahead and cut a starter hole in this here.
You push slowly because it'll get caught on the carpet. More than likely that carpet's going to have to be pulled backwards and glued down.
Alright, so we got our starter hole, now we can go and use the jigsaw. Alright guys, what we've done here is we've actually removed this piece of carpet on the back side. If not, when you're trying to cut it, the carpet's going to have a hard time with your jigsaw. So now that we've removed that, we're going to go ahead and set the case down and actually cut it out with the jigsaw. Again, you want to make sure you got your pilot hole started so you got something to cut from. Alright guys, now that we got the hole cut that properly fits, we measured that with our rack piece there, marked it, cut it all out nice. Now we're going to try and just make sure it fits before we bolt her down. Guys, as you can see, we have our plate on here. It's nice and flush. Nice and flush to our case. One thing I want to mention is you want to make sure you put a bolt. For your bolts that go through here, you want to make sure you use a locking nut and a locking washer. That way that doesn't work loose over time. It keeps your bracket nice and tight to your case. Alright guys, and here you go. Here's the final product after installation. Hopefully the video wasn't too hard for you guys to follow. The only thing I added here that I did not video, I put the 3 bolts in there to hold it in place as discussed earlier in the video. Again, the cables as well, you can organize those however fit for your needs. And hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.